there are business leaders out there who achieve what they want. And there are all the others. Leading is a discipline, an art, not a talent. You can learn it, you can even master it. Make sure you get what you want. Good morning, good afternoon, good whenever you listen to the Live It, Lead It podcast. Welcome back. And let me ask you for a little favor of you. You are now listening to the podcast, I hope for a while, and I hope you like it. If you like it, send me an email, olaf@liveitleadit.com, what you think about it, and then hop over to Apple Podcast, formerly known as iTunes, and give this a 5-star rating. So this makes this podcast more visible, and we love it. So if you want to give something back, then just do us this little favor. And if you want, liveitleadit.com, that's the website. Go out, check it out. You can subscribe to the newsletter there. And then we're just getting closer to each other if you want. So, and today I have one of these topics, I would say, which are street talk, because everybody talks about, I am so stressed. And as I have Musab as a psychologist here in the podcast, I'm very happy on this. Hey, man. Musab, how do I get not stressed?
Well, I think, whenever you have an issue or problem, we all need to make sure we're on the same page and we understand as much about the problem before we talk about the solution. So, stress. In your words, what is stress, Olaf? What do you think stress is?
Yeah. Stress to me is a feeling that is maybe even can be lethal, but it's a very, very negative feeling.
Okay.
It may cause high blood pressure, at least it does in me. And
right.
it's something which I don't want to go to. This is like going back 10,000 years. I'm stressed. No, when I'm stressed, it feels like that this big tiger is after me.
Okay. Good. So that's what the average person normally would say about what stress is, how they feel. So let's get into the official psychological definition of stress. So a stress, or a type of stress, or a stressor, is any event, experience, or environmental stimulus that causes stress or a negative feeling in an individual. Okay. These could be threats or challenges to an individual, or they can be physical, or, as we experience most of the time in our life, psychological. Okay. So tying this into the workplace, give me an example of a time when you felt, or what do you hear people complaining most about in terms of workplace stress?
Well, this is I think this is when they can articulate this.
Yeah.
They made already the first step to get out of it.
Good.
Because what I hear very often is quite an unprecise feeling.
Okay.
I mean, some is a fashion feeling. You gotta tell to everyone that you are stressed, otherwise you're worth nothing.
Yes.
You cannot be on a party, in the middle of the party, and telling everyone how relaxed your job is, and you make a lot of money. Nobody will believe you.
Oh yeah.
So you need to play this society. I don't know what's the word. Society appreciation card, and you must be stressed. You are a high manager, so I just got it. Oh, my plane goes tomorrow at 3:02, and then pick a name of a country far away.
We're framing it out, and I've had this with my friends as well. I'm speaking to them, and it's almost like it's fashionable to complain about things.
Absolutely.
Like, oh man, can you believe I have to go all the way, connecting to your plane example. I have to catch a plane tomorrow and go to a different country. Can you believe that? Instead of framing it in a positive way. So I was thinking more like specific examples of the workplace. Like, okay,
yes.
You're at work. Tell me something that happens that would stress you out.
I think the standard thing is driven by the calendar. So it's two things.
Okay.
The one thing is the calendar is always full. in brackets, usually with things that you don't understand why you got to do this or why you attend to these meetings. This is the one thing.
Yes.
The second thing is this never-ending avalanche of absolutely urgent things, Olaf, that you have to deliver by tonight. Otherwise, this whole company explodes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I think this is what I hear, and this is what I felt, and this is what I still feel sometimes. When I feel stressed and when I can see that I jump out of what I do, then this is with me here in this company at the moment only when I create this avalanche of tasks in front of me. Create means I don't sort out and I lost priorities.
Yes.
So then I get swamped away. And in the meantime, I must say, this getting swamped away was more my standard working rhythm for 20 years in companies.
Yes.
So not really productive, but you just do.
You just get it's almost you get used to a negative thing.
Yeah.
I liken it to almost sleep deprivation in a way,
Yep.
because you get used to being chronically sleep deprived. So you consistently 4, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 or 7 on a weekend if you're lucky and the kids don't wake you up. You get used to being sleep deprived, so you don't feel it. You're always tired. Your baseline is negative.
Yeah,
and
that's a
stress
good one.
also has a way of doing that. You get to a point where you can't really move on, and unfortunately, stress. We spoke about it being in at least in Western Europe, as we discussed. It's mostly psychological stressors.
Yeah,
There isn't an animal chasing you, or you don't have to run away from this or things like that. It's almost psychological. Now, unfortunately, where the brain goes, the body follows. So stress is.
Can you go on this one as well?
Yeah, exactly.
This is a statement where the brain goes, the mind follows. No,
where the brain goes, the body follows.
Yep.
So stress is linked with, there's many studies with this, and everyone can look this up. Stress is linked with a compromised immune system, so you get sick more.
Yep.
Insomnia, so you don't sleep as well. Increased weight, mood disorders, decreased brain functioning, disrupted hormone production, heart attacks, and more. This, I don't know about you, Olaf, but this doesn't sound like the description of a happy and productive worker. So
I think you brought it up. If you think this is the baseline, you don't really see for 10, 15, maybe 20 years that there is a different world out there.
right.
So I give you a counterexample. Nutrition.
Yes.
Average nutrition in Western Europe, including America, consists of a lot of carbs.
Yes.
And as I've stopped eating carbs years ago, and I must admit, this is a hard piece of work because everything that you can buy here and what you can cheaply get for is just sugar.
Carbs. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So I'm getting back on track, and I like to get back on track. But I had then 2 years. The last 2 years were not so successful. But when I changed this, all of this I'm tired after lunch disappeared.
Yes.
So and I made fun out of this. Put all the important meetings at 1300. So nobody was arguing. And I just said, okay. We are now 20 minutes and we have 40 more minutes, but I can't see that we have other reasons and arguments and no new thoughts on here. What about we finish this and we do it like this? Yeah, let's do it. Okay, done.
Yeah.
I sent the protocol email around. Whoop, done.
Yes.
You need to make sure that the protocol email hits them before 1400.
Yeah.
So, and then done is done. So, if you do not know it better, then you don't really see that this is a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And this is why, as a manager, firstly, you have to make sure that you are at the top of your game.
Yeah.
You're
absolutely.
leading the ship, you're leading your team, but also you need to watch for this in your employees as well. And you need to be very careful and almost very deliberate in terms of handling and encouraging people to handle their stress in a positive way. There are positive and negative ways to handle stress, or de-stressing, as we call it.
So let's bring the stressors together. Like what causes stress?
It's that, like we discussed in the beginning, either physical or psychological or environmental factors.
I'm with you. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's bring it to the point. Let's go on to our standard working environment.
Exactly.
The only animal that runs after you is the one that you feed and lives in your house. So,
Yes.
I mean, we are out of this.
Yes.
Let's go for the standard stressors that hit you in an office environment. What are these?
Exactly. So we touched on one earlier, deadlines. So having things due that you're not too sure how to do, or you're not too sure how you'll get them done in time. Things in terms of social stressors, in terms of having problems with your boss, having problems with your colleagues, these can all cause you to have these negative things. And then also having to balance work and home life. Okay?
Yep.
So these are all things that psychologically and mentally take a toll. So going into the deadline example, if you haven't prioritized correctly, and all of a sudden you have an assignment or a project that's due in a few days, you won't be able to give that your full attention, and you know it's going to happen in a negative way. That can cause you a lot of stress, right? So not prioritizing is a big thing. We touched on personal relationships, which are very important in an office. You're working with people, and we're not school-aged children. Not everybody gets along, okay? Sometimes you have, personal problems with someone. You have a professional problem in terms of how your manager wants things done, and you disagree with, why am I doing this? Why am I here? Why am I working this job at all? So these are all things that can cause you stress. And if you don't take care of them, as we discussed, this baseline through years and years and decades is detrimental to your work performance and your health.
What do we do?
So this is where de-stressing comes in. So the healthy and natural ways to de-stress and to create a habit of good health in this stressful life that we live, in my experience, the first one is exercise. Physical exercise releases endorphins, which are a hormone in your brain that relieve stress and boost your mood. Okay, so going for a run when you get home, going for a jog for lunch. Okay, meditation, practicing mindfulness is also proven to reduce stress.
What do you mean by that?
So taking a 5, 10, 15-minute break, thinking about what needs to be done, and kind of being a little bit more mindful instead of always on a telephone or on a laptop. As a manager, you have your office, sit down and take a minute to think about what needs to get done. Take a minute for yourself, because if you're flustered, you cannot lead yourself, let alone a team. Okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So let's go a little bit more into this one, because I think this is the cheapest, least done thing.
Yes.
Cheapest, most effective, least done thing.
Yes.
So everybody thinks I just even gotta sit on the bloody toilet with this stupid phone in my face. Don't do it.
Exactly.
So take a mindful. I like this word. What is your thoughts when you wake up in the morning? Do you like to turn around and hate the world and screw everyone because this, that, and the other negative shit is just on your plate? Or is this an awesome day because you're now again going to the people which you like, you do the stuff that you like, focus on the good things.
Yes. Yes.
So you have this car paid by the company. You love it, right? You smell the new leather. So they pay even for the tires, so burn them. So all of these things. So where's your focus? Do this over the day. Don't don't pretend that being busy means being effective.
Yes.
So, and this one email that you can write in this 1 minute where you're just at the counter, I would say screw this one email because nobody dies if you don't send it. But close your eyes. Feel your feet. Feel your breathing. Feel your heart rate.
Yeah.
Feel how all of this falls off of you and feel how it becomes better. Just go relaxed.
Reduce the external stimuli.
Yeah.
And project the internal stimuli.
Oh yeah, that's
Olaf touched on. Listen to your heartbeat. Feel. Stop taking things in and start almost externalizing. This gives you the ability to be more mindful instead of reacting. So we want you to be proactive, be a proactive person. Don't always react. And when you're consistently in a receiving state of mind, boom, new email, ping, new text message, boom, I have to do this, I have to do that, you'll consistently be on the back foot, right? Yeah.
And additionally, again, dear listener, this is about your performance. This is about your performance. You cannot perform in this stressed state. You cannot. Not for 20 years. Leadership is marathon, not sprint. So it gets even worse because people, I mean, what do you see when you go public transport? Everybody is handicapped, and in Germany we call cell phones handies.
Yeah.
So everybody has this cell phone hypnosis, and nobody is seeing the other. So you can do whatever you want in a public transport. And here in Hungary, it's quite funny because they use the phone in the public transport. In Germany, you will never ever see this. Only for people where you just know what people they are, and it's quite noisy. Everybody hears what they're talking about. So quite ridiculous for my German ears. So everybody is kind of addicted to this new trash that goes through your timeline, through your whatever you do with your smartphone. But very, very rarely that I see people just being there with themselves, in themselves.
Yes.
So, and this is the stuff that we can control, because it's not only that you have these influences from the outside, from your boss, from your people, from your ticketing system, from whatever. No. If you're free, then you do the same by yourself voluntarily. So exactly. I think this is the message. You have this time. Just use this better than reading this crappy news, which just only scare you. So okay, exactly. What else do we have?
So journaling. We've spoken before about just the act of writing down your thoughts, your emotions, and your worries can help reduce stress. So by putting your thoughts on paper, you kind of force your brain to process the issue and tap into that knowledge and insight that you have yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Another big one, socializing. Make time for your family. Make time for your friends. This job that you're in is a job. You know, the career is a career. It's there, but it's not going to be there for you in your time of need, when you need a friend to pick you up, or when you need your family to take care of you when you're sick. The most you will get is a, hey, get well better from your boss, and hopefully we can see you soon. Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. One of the things that we speak about often on this podcast is making time for yourself. Go outside. If it's a beautiful day, fresh air, sunshine, natural landscape can really almost instantly lower stress levels. And there are many scientific studies that support the entire healing benefit of nature on the human body and mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think in terms of psychological framing, how we see things, the last and most important one we can say is be thankful. Take time to focus on the things you're grateful for. It's a great way to relieve yourself of stress and gain some good life perspective. I think those are the most effective ways effective and healthy ways to de-stress.
Yeah, and please, again, this is about your performance. I do not care if you've heard somebody that you don't call, I don't know, a serious leader talking about, oh, you need to be thankful. This is not woo-woo. This is how you can make or break your life. If you, as I said, if you focus always on the down things, then make a surprise. What happens? What will come into your life? So I would combine the journaling with the thankfulness.
Yeah.
And I do this exercise every evening, minimum 3 points, which I'm thankful for or which I'm proud on. Write it down and literally write it down, pen and paper, not fiddling around with some IT toys, but pen and paper, write it down. And when you have a bad day, like a real bad day, then you just go there and read it. So how do you call it? Mind follows body?
So the brain leads and the body follows.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's the thing. When you always think, I'm so stressed and I'm so woo, and the whole world is against me, and make a guess what the body is doing.
Right.
Yeah. Cool. So that's a good one. If you wanna read these points, how many were there? 6 or 7?
Yeah, 6.
6
ways to de-stress.
Yeah, 6 ways to de-stress. Then go liveitleadit.com, and there you find this episode, and there you find these 6 points written down in a way that you can seriously take them on, do them, and be our guests to really do them, because this is what life is about. It's not about I'm so stressed and I'm heart attacking with 50 because I'm so important. No, you have 30 more years, 40 even.
Yeah.
Cool. What's up? Thanks very much for the insights.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Bye.
You too. Bye.